everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and welcome to Ask Think episode number 96 for Monday, April 7th, 2014. And you guys are probably wondering how many likes were on last week's video, and we fell short of the likes target just barely with 1,436 likes, and XX Mustache Meep XX got the closest. I mean, they guessed 4 times, but they got 1446, which is within 10. Most of the other people that guessed a little bit closer were only about 8 hours ago, which is kind of not, like, I guess, kosher. So this person got the closest with 5 days ago with that long time ago guess. Because if you guess within like a couple days, a couple hours of me doing Ask Think, that's not really fair. But anyway, let's set the likes target again, guys. And I know you can break it. 1,500 likes. Let's see if we can get it. Pick up those chopsticks and poke that like button right now as hard as you can. Now, before we get to the questions, I want to remind you to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. Remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. Also, don't forget to thumb up or like each other's comments. I forgot to remind you guys last week, but a lot of you still did it, and it always brings up a lot more questions for me to sort through. And of course, I always click the like button on any questions that I see, although that doesn't mean I chose yours for Ask Think. Now, on to the questions, and the first one is from Gregory Nwosibe, and it says, how do you know if someone liked your comment? And they said, I think YouTube emails you about it. That's not, well, it might. I don't know, if it depends on if you have the email notifications turned on, but usually it's in your activity feed, or if you're logged into YouTube, you'll have a little 1 up in the upper right corner, or a 2 or a 3 or whatever. And if you click on it, it'll show your activity stream, and it'll show whether someone liked your comment or not. And like I said, I always like all of the comments I see on Ask Think, whether I choose them or not. And that brings up the next question. I hid the person's username just in case people might give them a little bit of hate, because that's what I would expect out of this. So but I wanted to ask you guys about this. So it says, think sometimes subs want to comment, but they're a bit lazy to watch Ask Think like me. So how about you comment them telling them they are in it, so they don't have to sit there waiting for their comment, because sometimes they don't get liked, like mine sometimes, and I just keep waiting with hope. So, Ask Think takes me around 4 or 5 hours end to end to make, from the moment I decide to start looking through your questions and liking all your comments, and then choosing the questions, then ordering the questions, then doing this part, the recording, and then doing the editing, and then putting the comments back into the video and doing the gameplay. So they take a lot of effort for me to do. Now, I'm not sure. Is this? I mean, I thought that Ask Think was a popular series because you guys like hearing my answers to your questions and everybody else's questions, but maybe it's more about getting your own question in the video and you don't care about the rest. I'm not really sure. Because, I mean, I think there are ways, if Ask Think is more about getting your comment just posted on the screen, I think there are ways that I can do that more efficiently. And maybe you guys don't really care what I have to say or the answers, unless it's your own question. And I don't know. When I saw this question, I was like, whoa, like, I put a lot of effort into these, and it kind of hurt a little bit. I'm going to be honest, that people are too lazy to watch the video for 15, 20 minutes because they aren't sure, they only really care if their comments in it, and they're only going to watch it if their comments in it. It hurt. So let me know, you guys. Do you guys actually like hearing the answers to everybody else's questions? Do you like what I have to say? Do you like hearing about me, about Minecraft, learning things and things like that? Or is it just about getting your name in the video? Because I think there's other ways to do that won't waste your time as much, and I can tell you, hey, I put your comment in this video and stuff. But I do like doing it, don't get me wrong. It's just that I want to make sure that you guys like watching it. 1999 Blue asks, do you take selfies? Well, not with just me in them. I really don't like the way I look in pictures. I don't think I'm very photogenic in any way, shape, or form. The only time I take selfies is usually when my wife and I are on vacation. We take them and she's in it and she's photogenic, so makes the picture 10 times better if she's in it, so then we take selfies. But otherwise, no way. The Only Dead Chicken says, if somebody shares their opinions on your content in a negative fashion, do you ignore their Ask Think comments and in general their further views on your content? Of course not. You guys are fully permitted to state your opinion if you don't like a series, if you don't like an episode, and I know some of you guys don't, and I see the comments, and trust me, I take them, not everyone's going to like everything you do. I mean, a lot of people love Things Lab, other people just not for them. They prefer to have survival. And then there are people who like Things Lab, don't like survival because they're very different series. And that is totally okay. Now, if you posted a comment on Ask Think that says, I hate you, you suck, put my question on Ask Think, probably not going to get in the video. But if you say, on another one, I hate you, you suck, and then on Ask Think, you ask a question that I think is interesting and I want to answer, of course I'll answer it. Sarah Gao says, there's a new Pop Tropica island already, Mission Atlantis. I think it's Atlantis. Why you no post Things Peak video? Well, first of all, it was unexpected. I expected Crash Landing Part 2 to come out and 3 to come out and then another island. But it looks like they're going to be, I guess, they'll do they did Crash, Survival Crash Landing, and then they're going to do the first episode of this Mission Atlantis, and then another one of Survival. I think they're going to interleave them like that. The reason I haven't posted a Things Peak video, well, one, I didn't expect it, and two, they haven't posted the info page on poptropica.com, and I'm kind of waiting for that so I can get a little bit more information about the island itself before I post the Things Peak video, but if they don't do that in the next day or two, I will post it. Ian Blasco says, did you notice your outro has gotten to be like 5 minutes long? Yeah, I did, especially on Things Lab because I explain about the minions and things like that, and I noticed that myself. It's just like, wow. By the end of it, I'm like, okay, this is getting really long, and I actually feel it when I say it. Dula Seam asks, did you use chalkboards and chalk when you went to school? Yes, we did. There were no dry erase boards or markers. I mean, they probably existed. But yeah, we used green and black chalkboards and, chalk. I remember when I was in elementary school, sometimes if you had misbehaved in class, at the end of class, your teacher would say, at recess, you got to come back here and you're going to go out into the yard and you're going to knock all the chalk off of the erasers. And that was a thing you had to do, is just go outside and just bang them together and knock all of the chalk on it off of it because, as it builds up, it stops erasing very well. So yeah, I do remember it very well. Michelle Flott says, I love you, think, and has Kopi ever run away? And I am your #1 fan. No, she has not. We usually keep her leashed at all times, but we were outlet shopping this weekend, and we were in one of the stores, and they really liked Kopi there, and they were like, oh, just let her off the leash. And there were no other customers in the store, of course, so she wouldn't scare them, and she was just running all around the store, and as soon as I just said, hey, Kopi, where are you? And she'd just come running. So she's very well trained, and she's very dependent on us. I think whenever she's off the leash, even in dog parks here in the city, if we're out of sight, she kind of freaks out and runs to find us. Cartoon Dude 1999 says, I think you are my favorite Minecraft YouTuber. Well, thank you. I have kind of a silly question for your next Ask Think. Do you still sleep with any stuffed animals? Well, no, I do sleep with a furry animal almost every night because Kopi can't keep her out of the bed. But no, we don't sleep with any stuffed animals because, well, actually, technically we do, because a lot of times Kopi will bring her stuffed animals up with her to bed, but no, we don't have any. And if we did, anytime we left them, Kopi would assume they were hers, and she would play with them and probably rip them apart. So no, I don't. Chew Haley says, why don't you do the Thinks monthly mailbag anymore? I do. And opening the mail now, it takes me a while, guys, to go through everything and sort things and make sure that I write down people's addresses and all that stuff to mail them things back. It does take a long time to get through all that, but don't worry, I still do. Alice ABF asks, have you ever climbed a mountain? I mean, not a mountain. Well, yeah, I mean, I have hiked before, and I've never done like rock climbing up cliffs and things like that. I guess the steepest thing I ever climbed was this mountain that's right next to Machu Picchu in Peru. It's called Huayna Picchu. And my dad and my sister and I climbed up it. It was about, I think it probably took us an hour and a half to 2 hours. Maybe, I can't, it was a long time ago, but I think it took about that long to climb up. It's also because it's at a pretty high altitude. I think Machu Picchu is around 10 or 11,000 feet, and then you climbed up another 500 or 600 on Huayna Picchu. So it's kind of slow going because up there's not a lot of oxygen, so you get short of breath really easily. Drone the Borg asks, for Ask Think, how long does it normally take you to upload a 15-minute video? Actually, the uploading is the fastest part. I'd say a 15-minute video at 1080p probably takes me about 6 or 7 minutes to upload, but then it'll probably take 20 to 30 minutes to process, and obviously the editing and exporting probably took an hour. Varun the Best says, hey, think in the UK we have something called Haribo. Do you have it in the US? And if so, have you had it? Yeah, of course. Haribo are the gummies, and they have, my favorite are the gold gummy bears, but they have the peach ones, the watermelon. We have all that stuff here too. Will Jr. CP says, I noticed on the raw recording the comments just come in as soon as you're done with the one before. Do you edit it to do that or what? I'm pretty interested. And yes, raw recording in the description below, as always on Ask Think, and you guys can check that out. But yeah, no, what I do is, well, I'll show you on the raw recording right now. See, I press the down arrow, that'll go to the next one, and I press the up arrow, it goes to the previous one, and I just have preview open. And so this is your comment, and then if I press the down arrow here, it goes to the next one, and that's how I do it. Peter Kai says, Mr. Noodle, will you ever make a Minecraft animation? I would love to. As I've always said, I don't have an animator right now that is, well, not free, that has the time to do it. And really, that's what it comes down to. As far as Minecraft animations, animators are very, very rare. And the ones that are good always are busy. Lane Owen asks, did you play baseball when you were little? Yes, I did. I wasn't very good at it. I was, as you probably can gather from my Draw My Life, I was a scrawny kid with asthma and stuff, so I couldn't run all that well. And there were two things I was good at because I was smaller than everybody else. One, I was a great outfielder. I had a really good eye for the ball, so I always played left field. Because most people are right-handed and they draw to the left. But yeah, so I played left field. And then the other thing was I was really good at getting walked. Being small, I had a very small strike zone. So people had a hard time throwing strikes. I couldn't hit the ball for anything. But a lot of times, you know, my strike zone was so small that people would just end up walking me on base. So those were the two things I was good at, fielding and getting walked. Nova Cat says, think noodles. I'm taking the SATs this year, so I'm so stressed. Do you have any tips in your Draw My Life? You said you had to go to the emergency room afterwards. Is it really that bad? Well, you know, I kind of did that to myself, and most people would not have to go to the emergency room after. I would say 99.9% do not. It's just that I had, for some reason, stressed myself out and hadn't brought my inhaler with me to the SAT. So when I got out, I was having so much trouble breathing and we didn't have an inhaler. We had to go to the emergency room. That was the only option. Don't stress too much. Don't let it get to you. I think one of the reasons that I was so stressed is I really never did any SAT test prep. A lot of other people were doing it, and I didn't realize that until the SATs came. And then I stressed myself out because I was like, oh my gosh, everybody's studying and I don't even know what to study. So yeah, it's not as bad as it sounded. Anaya Morales asks, do you know what Rainbow Loom is? Yes, I do. You guys have sent me a ton of Rainbow Loom bracelets, and you saw I was wearing some of them in the silver play button video. Widgie6 says, I'm normally a mobile user, and I've never seen your trailer commercial thingy. Okay, here you go. Hey everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and I play Minecraft. I started out as a total noob, but usually it looks a little bit faster than this. Why does it take so long to... punch the tree. Another one. Oh God, it's a creeper. I know what these are. They throw things at you. Ah, oh God. Oh, geez. And this is how my survival Let's Play looks today. I also play a lot of minigames. My chords are -35. Adventure maps. Bulletin board, nothing. Oh! Oops. Mod reviews. Jeez. Oh, man. That is awesome. And even Hexit. Holy cow, charge creeper. Oh, man, did you see that? And I just like to have fun. So come on over to my channel and subscribe. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching. And of course, noodle on. Safi Star 9 says, think, what software do you use to change the episode number in your thumbnails? No, it's not Preview. I use Photoshop. Marley 53113 on CP asks, how long are your walks with Kopi? Depends on the day and what the weather's like, but usually an hour to 2 hours. Louise Manuel says, think from your 100,000 subscriber unboxing video, when did you get an Ender toy? I'm disappointed in you. Well, I got a bunch of Ender toys. I think they sent me 7 Ender toys, only one of the big ones, 7 Ender toys and some key rings or keychains because I did an interview with the company, but they never posted it. I'm still waiting for them to post it so I can do a video saying, guys, I did an interview. Go check out the interview. It's awesome. And also I'm going to give the other than the big guy, I'm going to give the other 6 away to you guys along with the keychains. And I don't know. I'm still waiting for it so I can help promote them because, you know, they gave me this stuff for free. So I figure I should promote the video that they make, but they haven't. And I think the interview was back in January. Nova Cat says, think, you eat your noodles with chopsticks, right? How did you learn to use them? Well, living in Indonesia, a lot of the restaurants just give you chopsticks by default, and that's how I learned. Jessica John asks, did you end up meeting Kermit the Frog on Club Penguin? Please like and put on Ask Think. I've never been on before. Yes, I did. Someone on Twitter posted that he was on, sent me an @reply thing, and I got on real quick and was able to grab his background at the last second right before he logged off. Mega Tomboy 98 asks, hey, Think, how do we get a core pass on the core? You're awesome and my favorite YouTuber. I hope to meet you at the core. And Steven Avila says, it costs real money. Well, that's kind of true. You can buy them for real money, but if you go to thecoremc.net/vote, you can get your own core passes that way as long as you're registered for the website. You just vote for the core on the little thing and it gives you I think it's almost like a 50-50 chance of getting a core pass for free. Dave Eggers says, Dipin asks, are you going to be getting another dog in Minecraft? I think I might have to. I'll talk about this in the next survival video, but I found that, I was in my, my farm and, Fluffy's there in the corner and I can't get her to do anything either. It seems that any pet you have tamed, once it's in 1.8, it's really not yours anymore. So it looks like I'm going to have to be getting other dogs and cats because the ones that we have now just won't respond. I don't know what we're going to do with the old ones because we can't really do much of anything. It's just leave them there because you can't even get them to stand up. So, yep, probably will. Amethyst Swan says, hey, my friend doesn't have YouTube, but she's one of your biggest fans. In fact, she's the one who told me about you, and she wanted to ask a question. Here it is. Hey, Think Noodles, it's your trusty fan Daisy1137, and here's my question. Why does it take so long to make your Hexit and Survival series episodes? I know you're busy with other stuff like Adventure Maps and Things Lab, cute minions, but I get tired of waiting. It comes down to, Hexit really doesn't take me that long in between episodes or to film episodes. Mostly with Hexit, you just jump in and go and whatever happens, happens. With Survival, I like to plan my episodes a little bit in advance. So I do something significant in each episode and it's not me just running around. Yeah, I do try and do them more and more often. It just falls by the wayside sometimes and I am so sorry. Nissy Craft asks, can't you play Pixelmon? Well, like I said, I don't know anything about Pokemon. I know a little bit. Like I said, I have Leaf Green and have been playing it. So I do know a little bit about Pokemon, but I would definitely have to watch some Pixelmon series first before I even thought about it. Fluffy Puffy asks, hello, Think. I was wondering that you should add an evil guy to your ThinkSlab. He would be like a person of any entity you want, and his name would be Dr. Doom. And he has a purple minion army and a silly, evil assistant, Larry. What do you think? Well, what do you guys think? I think that's awesome. I really, really, really like that idea of having like an alternate evil group. Because it would be funny. I think we could really play off it a lot, and we could do like sort of. I guess we could do some of the more evil mods and say that he's one of the he's one of the guys that makes it too. And I do really like that idea. We could have like an anti-lab or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I really like the idea though. That's pretty awesome. Ryan Drury asks, last question, hope you aren't getting annoyed, but are you in the process of making a server? And if so, please tell me. Well, I already have the core, and we are making new minigames for it, if that's what you mean. But no, I'm not making a new server. Swag MonsterCPU asks, when is the April MHC coming out? I'm not going to do April either. The reason for that is it's been in the works for a couple of weeks now. I am going to be starting a new series in the next week or two, I would hope. Maybe even sooner than that. But I've got this other series that I need to start and get going with MHC and that new series and ThinkSlab and Survival and the Adventure Map and Maxcraft and Hexit. Too many series. Chuck Mima asks, may you give all your noodlers a download to the ThinkSlab, please? I think the lab looks amazing and I want to play in it. Not yet. I want to keep that one closed for a little while, just because it's pretty special to me. And no, but don't get me wrong, you guys. I promise, I will give you guys a download of it at some point. I'm just not sure yet when. Maybe I'll do it for like a special ThinkSlab episode, like the 50th or something like that. So 50th episode, here you guys go. You can go play in your own ThinkSlab, that sort of thing. I want to make it special for the download is kind of what I'm getting at there. The next person asks, do you keep the named minions? Of course I do. After every time I name a minion, I always save the ThinkSlab and put it in a zip file and archive it. And then I do the next mod review. And then so from each, I guess, 0 point of making the minion is the first thing that I do. And then I save it. And then I do the mod spotlight. So every time I add a minion, I make another save file. And so all of the minions are there and they are permanent additions to the series. So if you get one, it is there forever. Rue Buddy Picture says, hey, Mr. Thinknoodles, what is the mod you use to make the line in the Apple Store on ThinkSlab? That is the custom NPCs mod. Francis Holmstead says, what do you think is the least painful way to pull out a loose tooth? I think the least painful way is to let it fall out on its own. Tooth pain scares me to death. So I don't want to talk about this anymore. Next question. Camilla M asks, did you ever chase a squirrel? No, but Kopi loves squirrels and she doesn't really chase them. I mean, occasionally she does if they get really, 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 really close, like touch her nose with their paw close. But, she loves to stare at them. Cool Cat Time asks, hey, Cool Cat Time asks, hey, do you want to build a snowman or ride our bike around the halls? I think some company is overdue. I've started talking to the pictures on the walls. Okay, that took me forever to do. A good job, you guys, going back and forth on that. That was really, really tough on me. But yes, that is from Frozen, and I hope it wasn't too bad. Sangles2 asks, if all the other possible noodles in any and every universe or world or anything disappeared forever with no way or source of getting them back except for creeper-flavored noodles, would you eat them? Of course I would. Could you imagine how deliciously spicy creeper-flavored noodles would taste? Insane Clo asks, if a fish had hands, would the fingers from the fish hands be used for fish fingers? Yuck! Fabiana Dicenza asks, Hey, would you rather A, a simple bowl of noodles, B, a noodle burger, C, a noodle pizza, or a D, a noodle dog? I would love to have a noodle burger. They do make a ramen burger here in the city, but there's a super long line to get them, and they're pretty good though, I have heard. Brooke Tucker asks, if you found the rare island of noodles and cookies, would you A, invite your noodlers there for a party, B, live there with Mrs. Noodles and Kopi, C, eat the island all by yourself, or D, squirt cheese everywhere? I'm not sure where D came from, but that sounds really fun. So I'm going to choose D anyway because it sounds really, really fun. All right, guys, that is it for this week's Ask Think. Don't forget to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. Remember, the likes target is set for 1,500 likes. Let's see if we can get there, guys. I know you can do it. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching, and of course, noodle on!